Hey everyone, Captain Amazing here, and today I'm going to do a roster review for a fellow content creator, Anditesh Ordo. He's from the land down under, so let's go ahead and see what he's all about. So we have, as I said, Anditesh Ordo with the Mighty Ducks Unleashed. Doesn't do much with his fleets. I've noticed a lot of these like larger accounts for some reason just don't interact with it. I would say my biggest critique for your account would be you should interact with your fleets. You should try to do the best you can. If you're just I know some people are like let's see how old your account is. So 33,000 galactic war battles. So you've been playing since pretty much launch. And a lot of these launch shards are ridiculous. Like the players just have a larger amount of players that started in the beginning and then they continue to play, and they just have like some shard mafias, and it's incredibly rough. So I don't know if that's what your situation is, but if you look at the amount of crystals that you're losing every year, it's quite substantial. So I don't know if you can like get into that mafia yourself, what you'd have to do. But if you look at it, as you've been playing for 8 years or so, you probably get like 50 crystals a day. So 365. So you're losing out on like 128,000 crystals in a year. That's a huge amount, like absolutely huge. So I don't know what's going on with your shard or what's going on with you. I know you just unlocked the Leviathan, but I want to say if you like fully invest in this and you get this to 7 stars, you should be able to hit something that's good, like top 20 maybe, at least top 5, top 10, whatever you can do. But you're leaving a ton of crystals on the floor, and you're in Kyber 2. So Kyber 2 is good. I would say that the income from Kyber 1 to Kyber 2 isn't a big deal. A lot of players like Kyber 2 because it's more relaxed. Like Kyber 1 is kind of a sweat fest, and you have to like really invest heavily into datacrons, and that's what's gonna like substantially differentiate you from the average player. So like these are Kyber 2 level datacrons, but your account is like not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you did say you don't really focus on GLs, but the amount of time you have played, you have more than enough time to have invested into all the GLs and then all the GL ships. So I would say like maybe it's a byproduct of just like the lack of income, but I would say that the amount of time you have played, you should have at least a fully developed roster between, like, because it looks like you just farmed Profundity and Leviathan back to back, and you're going to slowly get those stars over time, and then you're missing a GL. So yeah, and it's not Lord Vader, surprisingly enough. Usually it's Leia, but usually Lord Vader is like the last GL someone farms. Not surprising that, or it is kind of surprising that you didn't farm Leia, because an account that your size, if you were in a good guild, you would have wanted good raid income, and now that the raid is done, you're no longer, you missed that avenue of getting that return of investment. So overall, I would say not the most efficient way to play this game, but when you've been playing for as long as you have, it's not always about efficiency, because I would say I played and I quit, and then like you continue to play. So who am I to judge the way that you play your game? Because you've been consistently playing since the launch. So you probably missed some months here or there, or some days, but like consistently you like stuck with the game, and you continue to play during like its ups and downs and flaws and bugs and everything. So, bravo for you on that. And then just keep doing what you're going to do. But overall, I would say I would like to see this JML R9. 100k protection is pretty low. Speed's pretty low. Potency is good. So I do like a speed set on him. So I would prefer speed set here. Like yeah, I would change these defense sets into a speed set. Get him a lot faster. And then these speeds are they're nothing to write home about. So yeah, these three you can find a home for, same as this one. So I would just like change these to a speed set. I do like over 10% at least protection secondary here, so I would maybe change this one out. Even like it's a potency mod with no potency, pretty lackluster speed and low protection, so not the best. And then same thing, like yeah, this has like a little bit of health, but no potency, not low protection, and then lackluster speed. So you need to change that anyways. This does have a lot of potency, but the speed is really low. So if you can get some more speed here, you can give this. I don't know who would want this, to be honest with you. Yeah, so this is a hard, like a tough sell. It does have a ton of offense on it, potency and some speed. I don't know. I don't know who would want it, but overall, I would change these mods. I would bump up his relics. You probably don't care all that much about JML. Not a lot of people do. But on offense, he does a lot of good work if you R9 him. So, you know, otherwise he's kind of relegated to not that great of stuff. This is good. Your C is good. Potency on Jabba. And tenacity. I don't know why you don't like speed sets on your GLs. I like them faster. Like you have really good tenacity here. You have some potency here, which is, you know, good. But your speed is like really low and your health is pretty low on here. So I don't know. Like yeah, crit. This is good. I don't know. I'm not the biggest fan of your Jabba either. I would want him faster. Ooh, this is like incredibly slow, especially for a speed set. I do like around 580 speed. You have a ton of health. I don't like that you don't have a crit damage. The damage itself is like okay. It's on the like 10,000 damage is what you're aiming for. But 580 speed and then a crit damage triangle. So this health triangle right here, you can change this, give it to someone else who needs health with health. But this needs to be a crit damage triangle. Like this dude has an insane amount of crit chance. Like he always has advantage, so it's something or like 230% crit chance. Like just crit damage triangle here. It really does affect his overall flexibility. And then offense here, I do like this is fine honestly with like, but you could get 5% more offense. I don't know if that's the trade-off you want. But like this speed is really low, so I would probably like replace this one. Yeah, this is good. This is fine. I don't mind. At least 20 speed is what I aim for GLs. But yeah, like I don't know if I like this for SLKR, to be honest. I think the loss of 13 speed is pretty huge, so I would rather have the speed primary, a good offense, and just like whatever else you can get here. And then we already talked about that, so I would change that. I would. Really low health. Everything else is fine-ish. Wow. I guess it's not really low health, I guess. I do like offense here. But you can go health. It really doesn't matter for JMK. JMK is fine. High-ish health. Speed's okay. Really low damage. I don't like this. I don't like this. So like she needs more damage. And even with an offense primary there, like if you're gonna have these health, it needs to have like really high offense here. Like no offense here. No offense here. Low, like this is okay. It could need some work. Like it's not the best mod, but it's not horrible. Honestly, you can take this to 6A with the stats on this. Like it doesn't have the highest potential for speed, but health, offense, flat health, like all, or flat offense, all these stats are good. So it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to like slice this thing up, even though it doesn't have the worst potential. Um, yeah, so like overall, just really low damage. I like Ray being able to delete things, and her damage is just like super low. 362 speed. It's pretty fast. A lot of protection. I do like a crit damage triangle here, personally. I don't like this offense. I would change this to crit damage. And same thing, I like speed. Like, I like speed. Like, pretty much like JML. I like to get him really fast because JML is a used counter for him often. And if you can get him above like JML speed, then he can go out for trigger Maul's frenzy. Maul goes, does his hits, and then like that charges up his ultimate. But JML goes first. He puts ability block on everyone, and then like you just basic, and then JML kind of does his thing and beats everyone. So like I like him faster. I like a crit damage triangle, and I like all protection primaries with a speed set. You can go a defense and speed set, but I'm not a big fan of that, of how you modded him. Overall, like I don't mean to be hypercritical. You asked me to look at your mods, so I'm looking at your mods. Um, Really good set on Maul. So it seems like you just don't prioritize your mods on your GLs is what's happening here. Because you have really good mods. You've been playing for a really long time. You have tons of speed, but you just give like the lackluster stuff to your GLs, and you prioritize your non-GLs. So I would give, like, GLs are important. It sounds like you just don't care for your GLs all that much, and but they're important characters. I don't like how little relics she has, to be honest. I don't like bare minimum relics on, like, Bush and Chrysanthemum are the sword and shield for Jabba, so I think they should at minimum be R7. But like overall, you have good mods. It's just I don't know. I just don't agree with your modding philosophies, to be honest. It's a fast Malgus. So yeah, you have really good mods overall. So, but I guess that's what happens when you play for 8 years. You just build some good stuff over time. So overall, that's what I would do for your mods. Look at the bottom of your account. Your account's so large that like you can kind of do whatever you want. Like it's easier to look at the bottom of your account to see what I would do. So 100% once these become farmable, I would go all in on them. You have a large account. I think I would R9 them. I plan on R9ing them. You don't have much investment into Leia or Inquisitors. So you're missing Leia, Inquisitors, Tusken, Stop, all the things for Leia. Padawan Master are the Bros and the Gungans. So I would be slow farming the Gungans. I would be slow. I would accelerate the farms on Padawan, Obi-Wan, and Master Qui-Gon once they become farmable. I would get these up and running because the income that they're going to provide is going to be great. R7 minimum, R9 overall. Man, you. Okay, so really, man, I don't know. I don't understand your farming philosophies, to be honest. Like, most guilds pushed heavily for Inquisitors once Riva was launched. So that affects you on your ships too, because you don't have like the Scythe, which is a pretty big counter for the Leviathan. You have a low star Leviathan. Maybe with the Mark 6 cheese, you can use the Leviathan to beat other Leviathans, but I don't know how reliable the low star Leviathan counter is. So right now you don't really have a reliable Leviathan counter. So yeah, like, so what, honestly, what would I do with this account? I would probably, there's a lot of things I would do, to be honest. obviously like finish Lord Vader, take him to wherever you're gonna take him. I'd probably leave him at like R8 or something, personally. What would I do from there? Farm the shards for Gungans. I would farm Master Qui-Gon, Padawan Obi-Wan. In the meantime, I probably would get Inquisitors up and running. I think you're way past due for Inquisitors. They have an assault battle. The Scythe, TIE Interceptor, Reva is a good enough payoff to get them up and running. So I would do that. I would get the Inquisitors up and running. After that, I would probably have these farmed, so I would go for them, or Gungans. I would probably go for these two, the Padawan Obi-Wan, Master Qui-Gon, and then Gungans. I would slowly farm up. I would try to accelerate my Leviathan farm as much as I can. I would, you can slow farm Profundity, that's fine, but you want Leviathan at 7 stars. The investment you will get paid back by being able to do your fleet climbs. From there, I'd do like Bo-Katan or Leia. Once you finish I would finish raid currency pretty much, but it doesn't seem like you care all that much for guild goals. You don't. Do you have Zepho? No, I don't think you do. Yeah, so you don't have Zepho, you don't have Reva ready shards, you didn't go hard on the speeder bike raid. It doesn't look like you're going to go hard on this next raid. So overall, I would just say that you're not a good guildmate. Honestly, you're just not a good guildmate. You don't really do guild goals, or you don't. It doesn't look like you're doing much for your guild. Yeah, you have stuff and things, and you probably participate, but you're not contributing towards the important guild goals like Mandalore, Zepho, Reva, raid currency. I don't see any platoon characters here. So overall, I'm not a big fan of your, you should, Cal Kestis can easily be 7 with Seer Junda, R7, and then you have Zepho, but you kept him at R5. So just stuff like that. Yeah, they're usable. Terran Malicos, I would probably take to R7. There's a lot I would do with your account, to be honest. There's not a lot left in the game for you. My greatest critique for your account would be more of a team player with your guild. Start earning guild income. If your guild doesn't care about that, then you should be in a guild that does, because that's huge on your income. Raid currency for your to get more of these higher relic things. Also fleet shard currencies. So whatever you do, I'm sure it's fine. There's literally no wrong ways that you can go with how little that you have to farm in the game. You have Gungans, Stop, Leia, Obi-Wans, Bo-Katan, Mandalore, Inquisition. So any of those in any order would be absolutely fine. But maybe you should make goals of what you want to do for the guild, and then start working on those, and then start just getting better fleet participation. And I would probably if I was you, I would all in my crystals, save everything I could, and get that 7-star Leviathan and start getting better crystals overall. And then that's going to pay off in the long run, because it's like I said, 128,000 crystals that you're losing over a year, which is over the course of 8 years, that's a huge amount, close to 1 million crystals. I know it probably hasn't been that since the beginning of the game, but you get what I'm saying. That's a lot of income that you're losing, that your account could have been as the time you have played. There's 13, 14 million GP accounts that have absolutely everything in the game, and that's your contemporaries. So just something to think about as you're moving forward. Focus more on getting more income. And even though you've been playing for a long time and you have a lot of things, you're still not maximizing your income. And if you did that, then your growth would be faster. And even though you may be happy with your growth, it could always be better. So overall, like great account, great mods. You know, just focus on income, and then and being a better guild player. And I think overall, you know, you can't go wrong with your account. Like you're doing just fine probably for what you are. But I think you could probably do a little better. So thanks. If you have any comments, let me know, and then I'll see you around. Take care.